Cardano is at an absolutely critical level. And if you're watching this video, it's because it's breaking out. ADA is breaking out to the upside. And I want to talk about the move that you might be watching right now. I'm about to leave for the evening, and I wanted to record this video because I'm seeing some things in the ADA charts that are showing some bullish signs, and I want to break it down. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, especially if you're an ADA holder out there. You've been pulling through. Let's jump into the video. I want to start before we dig into the charts and exactly what I'm seeing right here on this ADA chart. I want to talk about something. Cardano, in terms of cryptocurrency, in terms of this crazy cryptocurrency space that we talk about all the time, that's sitting right now at $1.2 trillion market cap, Cardano is an absolute beast. $14 billion market cap. And I say that not just from a market cap perspective, but from a building perspective, a technology perspective. I know I cover the charts all of the time, but I just want you to know I'm such a strong value investor in ADA because of the fundamentals, because of what I see, because of the fact that it is so extraordinarily undervalued. And I'm not trying to sell you on anything, but I'm very clearly trying to document this journey of mine. $14 billion market cap right now. We've already discussed Ethereum has already hit 500 billion in the last cycle. Cardano, that is so in play and more. And I want to break down just this story that's playing out before us. And to do that, I want to show you a really quick clip from 8 months ago. This is Mark Cuban. Check it out.
I just don't see where Cardano has had much of an impact at all. You know, they got
this segment is nothing bad about Mark Cuban or anybody that just hasn't seen the value in Cardano over the years as we've covered it. It's not anything negative to say about anybody, but this is documentation of something incredibly important. I think as a value investor, foresight is important to see the technicals, what's being built, and the foresight of seeing what's possible in the future. Not even that too distant of a future. I think that's where the opportunity lies. And that's, I think, what so many ADA holders have seen. So many people building in Cardano have seen that. This is Mark Cuban 8 months ago, kind of saying, I don't see it with Cardano. And this is a headline from today, 8 months later. The new Cardano-based project counts Mark Cuban as investor. According to a recent revelation made by the startup, billionaire investor Mark Cuban is notably one of its investors. According to the startup, which brands itself as a multi-chain outfit, Mark Cuban has not just invested money into the outfit, but has also provided invaluable advice and helped the firm generate connections as well. Some people might be like, well, I mean, Mark Cuban's not like out there tweeting or doing videos about Cardano saying he's so bullish on Cardano. But this is a big project on Cardano, by the way. Book.io, a big project, a cool project, and a really good team. And this is Mark Cuban really investing and from just a fundamental perspective, giving advice. And I think that is the biggest hint of big money, people that once counted Cardano out, starting to raise their eyebrow to Cardano. This is the biggest clue that this is happening. And this is what I've been saying for a very long time now. And there are leading indicators all over the place suggesting there is a Cardano boom getting ready to happen. And this is even one of them. Total value locked over here on Cardano. Look at this. Continuing to rise. Even right now, as I do this video today, April 13th, 2023, breaking all-time high. ADA TVL. DeFi is coming online. The protocol is growing at such a rapid pace. And this is in a very slow time in terms of cycles. The bull market is not here yet, but we're approaching it. And so with that, we're starting to see eyes coming to Cardano. And there is just so much upside, in my view, as a value investor. And that's what leads us over here to the charts to just kind of track the journey of ADA price. We already noted, what's happening on ADA in this bear market is, number one, not any different than what has happened with every other crypto. And then number two, it's no different than previous bear markets. Here's the last bear market for Cardano. And this is truly just, it's not perfect, but it's truly amazing just to watch the consistency on the Cardano charts. I talk about it all the time for Bitcoin. But let's dig in and talk about the move that's happening right now. Right now, as I do the video, just over 42 cents, right? So when you're watching this video, it's because it's broken out. And I want to just kind of break down. I don't know what the price would be when you're watching this, but I want to break down why this chart is so bullish. number one, if you go to a 6 hour, it's kind of iffy, right? Even as I do this video, where ADA is right now, 6 hour chart, resistance, continued resistance. And this is going back to November 2022. This resistance area is huge. But the thing that I'm seeing on the chart is this, and I think it's probably most easily visualized here on the daily. It's not just the inverse head and shoulders that we see here. This is inverse head and shoulders. It's such a bullish setup, especially coming out of a bear market. But it's just the fact that ADA has had this neckline, and it's a decreasing, or it's a descending neckline, I should say. And ADA is breaking out of that neckline right now on the daily chart. And it's getting a little bit of separation now from that 40-cent range. So we have two things happening. We have the descending neckline, just kind of, it's moving down, meaning the neckline is not just perfectly straight. There's not this perfectly straight area of resistance, but there's this descending neckline, right? And it really meets ADA almost perfectly at this 40-cent region. So right now, as I do this video, ADA is breaking out of the 40-cent region and that neckline, and we're about 5% overextended from that area. Now, I just want to note something. If we go to the weekly chart, this is where things start getting extremely bullish for ADA on the macro. And I'm not scared to say that. And it's because of this. ADA is approaching the 50-week moving average. We've already, for months, we were waiting. The entire bear market, we were waiting for ADA to break above, because there was a ton of resistance, the lower highs at the 20-week moving average. We were waiting for ADA to break above and see support. It happened. It took so much just waiting, but it happened. And this next move is to see what happens at the 50-week moving average. ADA is there right now. If right now, and this is as I do the video, and ADA starts breaking out and you're watching this video, that would bring this weekly candle above the 50-week moving average. And at that point, there's 3 days, 5 hours left of this weekly candle. I will be monitoring very closely to see how the candle closes, meaning does ADA get some separation from the 50-week moving average? Obviously, on the daily chart, we're trying to get this extension and space away from the neckline and the 40-cent resistance area. But what's it doing on the weekly for the rest of this week? Because at this point, now we're starting to really get a macro picture. And I want to show you something. Oftentimes, and if you're an ADA holder, you know this, ADA does nothing while Bitcoin or others are kind of seemingly doing something. That's really what Cardano has done over the years. But then ADA does something while none of the other cryptos are doing anything. And the setup is in play right now for that. And a really nice picture just to display this is if you go to the Bitcoin weekly chart, Bitcoin, you can just see a couple things happening. Number one, the 20-week has shifted all the way up and actually just crossing the 50-week. That's a bullish thing for Bitcoin in its own world. But the other thing that is happening over here on Bitcoin is you can see it approaching overbought. So this nice big move, the 20-week crossing the 50-week, a very bullish signal on the macro, and this RSI moving up towards overbought. Not an overbought just yet, meaning there's still a lot of room for upside for Bitcoin. You go over to Cardano, check this out. And this is, in my view, it's not Cardano underperforming, it's Cardano waiting to do the same exact thing and potentially even more powerful, right? So to show you what I mean by that is the 20-week moving average, look at this. It is far from the 50-week moving average. There is still this entire move to go for ADA. And for that to happen, and I think it will happen, and there's no guarantees. I just want to say that there's no guarantees that there's going to be a bullish move. ADA could just underperform for this entire cycle and do terrible. I realize that. But if ADA is going to do what Bitcoin did and get the 20-week moving average crossing above the 50-week, it's because this candle is making moves. And it's because on the daily chart, ADA is making moves. And at the end of the day, remember, the target out of this inverse head and shoulders is right around 70 cents. And that's in play for ADA in the shorter term. This could be a scenario where ADA really is, in the short to midterm, outperforming much of the market, Bitcoin and others included. So that's what I'm looking at for ADA, that's what I'm looking at when I look at the ADA charts right now. But time will tell in the very short term if this move continues for ADA. I just think all of the things are coming together for this chart for a nice explosive move to the upside. So if there is a nice move from the 42-cent range as I do this video, and we're getting this breakout to the upside, I want to put this out there. We always need to anticipate the throwbacks. It just happens so often. And if we're looking at this ADA chart, the throwback would be to the 40-cent region. It would be to the 20-day moving average region around 38 cents. And this would also allow support at the 50-day moving average, currently right around 36. So 36 to 40 cents. If ADA is continuing to move to the upside, a throwback to that area on the daily chart is in play, and that could be a higher low for ADA to continue its move to the upside. I always just like to anticipate those things. But if ADA does get the breakout out of this neckline and really start getting some separation there, and we get a zoomed in breakout, it could be kind of the short-term price discovery for ADA before it does kind of hit some resistance and before it does cool down maybe on the RSI over here on the daily chart. This is a slower moving RSI momentum oscillator, so maybe it pushes into overbought and then just cools down briefly, and that could be the throwback area. So those are my thoughts in terms of Cardano for today. I wanted to record this video because I'm going out in just a little bit. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please hit the subscribe and like. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.